Hi guys, I'm Nick,
I'm John.
And I'm Brady.
and we believe in ghosts. Welcome to the We Believe in Ghosts podcast. Today we're just gonna kind of introduce ourselves and talk about our experiences with the paranormal that we've experienced, in the past. And then we're also going to talk about some of our interests, with horror, maybe conspiracies, anything that will probably make you feel uncomfortable. This was obviously our first episode, so thank you guys for tuning in.
And please bear with us on our studio. We're still working on it.
Yeah,
We
if you
do have an
guys,
issue with the money.
Yeah, if
So
you guys stick with us from the beginning, and if you guys, stay with us, you'll see our glow up. And
Or if
we
you guys
appreciate
wanna-
donations.
If you guys want to, help us out, we'll post a Cashapp or something.
Yeah, and we'll also have all of our socials linked in the description. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and on TikTok.
Mhm.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah. All right. Who wants to go first with their with their paranormal experiences?
We can let you go first, Chief.
About the monkey arm man.
Yeah,
let's hear about
monkey
the
arm.
All right. So, as I've kind of talked to you with you guys before, I grew up in a trailer park, so already creepy vibes from the start. Kind of a trailer park. It was in Pendleton, so it was kind of away from the highway, kind of away from civilization, damn near. Just a big old cornfield next to us. But something that I always experienced growing up is me, my friends, and then anybody in the trailer park. We always talked about this guy that would walk around the trailer park because we all knew each other. Everyone, any neighbors knew each other. So if there's somebody that we don't know, there's gonna be talk about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is that guy?
It's Monkey Man.
It's Monkey Man. It's Monkey Arm Man. So I remember the first time I asked about him, I asked my dad because I saw somebody walking around. Very weird to explain, but slender build, no face, no like distinct hairstyle, probably like just buzz cut, maybe a hood up, I don't even know. But his arms were long enough to where if you have him at your side, his arms were going past his kneecaps. This was very abnormal. This don't even look right. So we called him the Monkey Arm Man.
Mm.
I remember growing up, everybody around the trailer park constantly asked, like, have you seen that guy walking around? He has this really long arms. I call him Monkey Arm Man because that's what my dad called him. So me and my friends kind of came up with that nickname of him having, just long monkey orangutan like arms. But nobody knew who he was. He wasn't a maintenance guy. He wasn't anybody up at the front office. He just literally nobody knew him. There had been times where like my friends and I, we would be like riding our bikes, or we would maybe I don't know, be just hanging out in general, and we would see the Monkey Man walking around, and we'd be like, nobody in their life has ever talked to this guy before. Let's try to ride up and talk to him.
What is such a loner, bro?
Yeah, like I was gonna pretty much just invade him. If he was an introvert, we were gonna ride up on him and be like, "Who are you?" And he would turn the corner, and we would turn the corner. He's gone, like straight disappearance, Slender Man style.
You gotta collect the notes.
Yeah, I gotta collect all the paper notes for him. And the creepiest thing is we never saw him out in the day. We never saw him during daytime. It was strictly like evening time and nighttime. Nobody knew him. Everyone was like, that's just the guy with long arms walking around. He's probably someone that lives here. Or, he might be like a maintenance guy. No, nobody knew him.
Man.
And I consider that kind of a experience.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because even growing up, like even being young and not remembering as many names, I knew every single person that came in and out of that trailer park because my parents were close with all the other parents. All the kids, we all got picked up by the same school bus, went to the same school because we all live in a trailer park. So everybody knows everybody. Never in my life did I see this guy like as a normal human. Just saw him as a figure walking around. So I guess that's my little experience. I always saw somebody with monkey orangutan arms.
Could you imagine if he just like disappeared on you when as soon as he turned that corner, he just like ends up right behind you?
Yeah, I thought it was like out of a video game because like we'd see him, and like me and my two other friends, Corey and Austin, we'd always ride on our bikes. So I'd see him, or he'd see them and be like, "All right, let's go," and we'd hurry on our bikes and everything, turn the corner, and he's just gone. And I'm like, I don't like this Chief. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna go after this. Yeah, and I just quit seeing him when eventually we moved out. And I've gone back. My friend Austin still currently lives there, and I don't think anyone has talked about seeing him. He just kind of like up and disappeared one day. So I don't think that's a. I don't even know if that was a real person.
Man,
honestly.
it probably wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it was, honestly. It just could have been like a figure in the distance.
It sounds like a good ending to like a creepy pasta or something, like something you read on the internet or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, but it was something I saw at my window all the time.
Oh, man.
so it was a little real,
Yeah, I'm closing the curtains on that.
Every time I saw him, I'd peek out the blinds or something, because my room in the trailer used to be up front, so like the window where I could see completely out into the road, and I lived. It's really hard to explain, but I've kind of explained it to you guys. I lived in like a circular area in the back right corner of our trailer park. So I mean, like, you got to enter the trailer park, you got to go through your around, you got to go through your roundabouts, go through your left right turns, and then we are the last back circle of a bunch of different trailers. So if I saw anybody around that back circle, I knew who you were, because I played with all those kids, I knew all the adults. Just no fucking idea who he was. Never saw him at the front of the trailer park, never saw him during the daytime. We had a security guard up front. He kind of dubbed himself as the like personal security guard. I low-key think he was just a cop, and like since he lived up at the front of the trailer park, he was like, "This is my trailer park," and he would just like fucking roll around and survey everything. Yeah, really like some redneck shit. And he never saw him ever. Like, my parents would be like, "Who is that guy?" Or other parents would be like, "Yeah, some of the kids are talking about seeing this guy walk around. He just has really long arms. Is he like a maintenance guy? Like, is he someone that's just, I don't know, doing yard work?" Because it could be anybody. But yeah, old boy had no idea who he was. Front office had no idea who he was. I had no idea who he was. Except he was just a fun little, I guess, story for me and all the younger kids to, tell each other and be like, "If you stay out too late, Monkey Arm Man's gonna come get you."
Target and Headless Lake.
Yeah. We also had a lake. So when I talked about the circular kind of area I lived in, there was a little bit of a lake, like very shallow lake. But up at the front of the trailer park, we also had a bigger lake, and they had a sign actually that said "No swimming." And usually you would think like no swimming because they don't want people drowning or something like that. Well, we had a no swimming sign because there was a report of a couple years back that this was like, I mean, I was probably 6 or 7. It was probably 2006 when like I first heard about it, but that someone had been murdered. They had been decapitated, and their head had been thrown into the lake at the front of our trailer park. And me and the kids always called it the Headless Lake because, yeah, I mean, what else do you call it? And, like, they wouldn't let anyone swim in there because why would you let someone swim in there if there was a head? Just beheaded head found in the lake.
Man, what did the person do with the rest of the body?
If only I knew.
Is that just sew the head in? I'm just keep the body for my sexual pleasures.
See, like, I wish I was older, like, when I found that out, so I could have, like, inquired more about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, was there, like, a police report about it or
no
anything?
idea. Never knew, and
I was about to say, because I think the people who, used to live with the decapitated body would want the head with the decapitated body.
I mean, I'm assuming that since there's knowledge that a head was thrown in there, that means that the head must have been found and retrieved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and then there must have been a report, of course, that someone, they lost their head, and we found it in this lake.
See, fuck that. I would have just gone swimming after that, and I mean, the head's out.
They ain't down with that, though. they ain't down with that. They gotta preserve the peace in that little trailer park.
Plot twist, so it was just Monkey Arm Man.
I was about to say, it's probably orangutan arm man, probably walking around doing something. That was the beheaded guy. That's it.
Someone finally caught up to him, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna kill you
it's
now."
It's your last day here, motherfucker.
That's why you never saw him again.
Oh, yeah, dude. Someone killed him. Terrifying.
Took him out just because his long arms, bro. Man truly had a gift.
Other than that, I never really had many experiences. I'll tell you guys another, my last one. I used to live in a house on 4th Street here in Beech Grove. I'm sure you guys remember, or back in Beech Grove.
Yeah.
Oh,
So my room was upstairs. I had ended up switching my rooms to another room upstairs, but before I did, I was in kind of like the left corner of the upstairs, and I had a closet door. And that closet door, first off, the house was super fucking old, really old built. I mean, some of the doors you could hear them creaking, and sometimes the front door would open by itself if there was too much wind. When you hear the wind outside, it sounds like an old classic scary mansion from a horror movie. You hear the wind really gusting through all of the foundation. So I'll just let you guys know that. But this closet door I had, it shut perfectly. It was an old door, but you could really turn the knob. You could hear that bitch lock in and then shut, and I could yank on that bitch and it would never open. So I know it's not the wind. I know it's not the foundation. There's no way. I can't tell you how many times I would have closed that door, and it's just open randomly throughout the night, or I would close it. I know it's closed. I go downstairs, grab myself a drink, grab myself something to eat. I come back up, my door is wide the fuck open. Times where I've left the house, come back, went to work or something, and I asked my parents, "Did you guys go in my room? Did you look for something in my closet?" Just forget to shut the door. Never once was that the case. I usually thought nothing was up with it. I was like, I bet that's on my luck. I bet that's opening without me knowing it. And I just can't get it to open by itself. Like, it just happens when I'm not here. It's one of those things. Until not only one, not two, but 3 of my fucking dogs that I have owned have all sat in my room, stared at the corner of that door, and just shook the entire time out of fear. I could put my hand on the dog, and I could, straight vibration, and I'm like, what is wrong?
A bunch of chihuahuas.
Yeah, they started acting like chihuahuas, and so it started with my dog Rerun, a childhood dog, and the first time that he stopped and stared, I was like, what is he doing? I'm so confused. Another dog I had at the same time, her name was Alice. She would come up and she would actually whimper. She would look at it, shake, and fucking go, whimper. Freak the hell out. And eventually there was a time where she started pissing right in front of the closet door.
Man.
Don't know why. Feel like it could have been a territorial thing. Maybe someone's here and I don't smell them. That's not a scent I remember, or maybe that's maybe that's not a scent at all. You just know something's there. But she was freaked the fuck out. And then, of course, the dog I have now, when I first got him, and he came into the house, same thing. And growing up, he's always stood in that room, or sat in that room, looked at the corner of the closet, and just stared like something's there. I've never heard noises. The door's open, and they just don't like whatever's in that closet.
Bunch of garden gnomes.
Yeah, they're. I don't understand.
Pant stealers.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe little underwear gnomes coming to steal my underwear. I do remember hearing that my house used to have an old lady that lived in there, and she was like a crazy cat lady. She owned just a shit ton of cats. So I'm imagining that maybe a cat or two, I don't know, maybe multiples, probably crawled into that closet and died. And in my headcanon, those are the ghosts of the cats. They were probably fucking with my dogs. My dogs didn't like that. But those are the couple of experiences I've had.
No wonder your dogs wanted to piss on that territory.
Yeah, I would be pissing. I mean, if I was a dog, not even that. If I find a ghost right now, I might, piss on the floor. Just, that's my territory. What are you going to do? Keep going in the piss?
Just wait until you die so you can box it.
Now you're just a smelly ghost.
Just like how your dogs passed away, now they're boxing them cats and that.
Yeah, I truly believe that when my dogs Rerun and Alice died, that the first thing they probably did was come upstairs and go to the closet. And they were like, "Yo, who's in here?"
I thought that Juve was so chilled out with the closet. He's just staring at it, looking at him.
Juve's okay because he probably senses his old ghost buddies just pop, 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 just
Beating
fucking
the
them
fuck
cats
out of
up.
them cats.
He doesn't have to move a muscle. It's fine. His ghost buddies have it handled. But yeah, that's all I've really got for experiences. I've got a couple more. Just growing up, I've seen some kind of spooky things, but
Okay.
those are the experiences that really stuck with me.
Gotcha.
That I remember.
We'll probably save those for a future episode.
Yeah, I got to keep those in the vault.
Yeah, baby.
So I don't really have much, but I definitely experienced some.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
So when you know how I told you guys I was in a foster home and everything.
Yeah.
Basically, one night I went to bed and I was sharing a room with like some foster kids who were sleeping in bunk beds, and I heard some whispers. Right, figuring I was hearing my like brother trying to talk to me. I told him to shut up, John. Not that John. Not that one.
Shut up, John.
I'm
I'm not a part of this story.
my family don't like me, but they don't like me that much. Like,
Said I wasn't fostered.
and it wasn't him. He was snoring. Right. I was like, what the hell? And yeah, I like decided to like turn around, try to go back to sleep. Heard more whispers, and I like turned back around, seen this dark shadow just standing in a corner, and I was like, "Who the hell is this?" And I was like, I was scared. I wasn't. I was like kind of paralyzed, but I wasn't. I could move. It was not a sleep paralysis or anything.
Right.
So I put the sheet over my head, because I want to feel safe. You know how kids do.
Yeah.
Then when I turned back around, the whispers got louder. They kept getting louder. And then I kept hearing more whispers. So it felt like more like shadow people in my room or something. Whoever that demon shadow person was, I'm pretty sure is stuck with me now. But
He said it's followed me everywhere.
Right. No wonder why my life's a living hell. But yeah, I cried out for my foster dad, and he asked me who was scaring me, and I thought it was like one of the foster kids, even though it wasn't, because I didn't know what I was seeing.
So you accused one of the kids though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
pointed
blamed
a random one out.
Yeah.
You said he
bro,
was
someone
scared.
woke up and he was shitty. He was just,
Yeah.
just confused.
I'll say it was him, because like he picks on me the most, so I chose him.
Yeah, I mean, guilty.
You little bastard.
Guilty by association.
Yeah, and he said, "No, I didn't." I was like, tears coming on my face and everything. He said, "All right, just come lay down on the couch." And he threw on some Teen Titans. I specifically like remember that show when I was a kid, and yeah, when I was laying on that couch, I felt something sharp poke my back. Like it looked like a knife coming through a couch. I was like, I got up and said nope, walked right into my foster parents' room, and
Said he's doing it again.
Right, I was like, nope, I ain't sleeping out there, so I'll just sleep in here with you
Taking
guys.
the joke too far, goddamn.
Right, and yeah, I laid down right next to their bed. I could see like down the hallway, and all I just see is this dark figure just staring back in there at me. I was like, yeah, I ain't going to bed. I'm watching you.
He said, we're trying to reach you, but your car's extended warranty.
I was like this, like I was just completely staring. I was like, Dohime.
You hear the Kill Bill.
I was like, man, I was so terrified. That stuck with me till this day.
Could have been orangutan, man.
Because you scrawny little Brady fly through the fucking air and suplex this fucking little dark figure.
Oh my god, what is he doing? No one can see him but Brady, and he's just put the moves on.
But that's definitely a paranormal experience I will never forget. Yeah. It was definitely not in my head because it felt way too realistic to be in my head.
I mean, that sounds pretty fucking traumatizing too.
Yeah.
But that's about it, besides, living with John and having an experience with his grandpa.
Oh boy.
Before we talk about your grandpa, I do want to ask, you said it kind of like stuck with you. Do you still see it? Or like, do you still feel like it's next to you sometimes?
Not as much, but when I was living in Beech Grove, kind of.
Yeah.
But since I moved here,
It's gone away.
not really, because like
It don't fuck with the ghetto.
when I was growing,
It said I don't want to be
It said
here.
they don't want to fuck around and find out.
when I was growing up, this house is like a Christian-based house,
Yeah.
and growing up, there's like always crosses and Christian stuff in here.
Mhm.
So I could be like kind of a holy ground, but
Yeah.
I think there's still something in that house,
Probably.
or up here with me right now. Who knows?
Oh, man, that could be like the fourth member of the podcast.
All right.
Man, you better fuck
All right,
off.
let's just whip out that Ouija board real quick, see if we can talk to
That's gonna be
That's gonna be an episode without John. I'm
No,
telling
that's
you.
gonna be
That's
the
an
best
episode
episode.
without me.
is when we pull out the Ouija board and we tape John up. And
You're gonna
we
have
make John
to have
talk.
like 3 men hold me down. I hope you know.
John, I'll hold you down, bud.
You're gonna need more.
Nah, I think we got him.
Brady, you're strong, but you're gonna need more.
But
I want to make some pig noises. I want to like start running around the room. You ain't gonna catch me.
It's gonna be too greasy. We can't get a grip on him.
So I'm gonna put on baby oil just in case.
I will bring a stick of
It's
butter.
gonna be like
over
greased
here
up
every
deaf
time.
guy from Family Guy.
But yeah, there's been more experiences. But I've definitely experienced the most recent one with John's grandpa's house. Well, it's not his house, but his mom's old house.
Yeah, we used to have a house over on 9th and by Thompson.
Yeah.
And I lived over there for a good 13 years for the most part. And the first experience I had was, I think it was like a year or two after my grandpa had officially passed. And I was sleeping downstairs in my room because we have like that upstairs, but then we don't have that middle ground. It's either you're going upstairs or in the basement type of deal. So I lived in the basement all the way on the left. And the first experience I ever had was at 3 a.m. Just got woke up in the random middle of the night. I couldn't really sleep. Passed out maybe an hour beforehand. And I don't know what the fuck I did. All I know is that I felt my covers get yanked off of me. So I kind of thought I was about to get my ass beat by like my mom or something.
Yeah,
just
you're
by
about to
doing-
get your ass whooped
Yeah.
by your ghost grandpa.
Like,
You saw him coming.
Like I was facing the wall, felt that, and my body was immediately like eyes wide looking behind me, no one there. And like, you know, if like the covers just fall off, they're gonna like land right beside you or something. Like this wasn't like that. It was balled up and thrown at the TV.
Mm-hmm.
And my dog's big, but it's not big enough to do that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not like he also like grew thumbs and could like just
yeah,
and then just throw that in the corner of the room.
yeah, and I just felt like this real like uneasy feeling in the room where I just kind of grabbed my blanket, popped right back in the bed, and just basically put it in my little vault in my brain and said, I don't want to remember this. Boop. And it just basically said, if I'm dying tonight, I'm dying. And I went right back to bed.
Man.
That's how I am with tornadoes. Like a tornado warning or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's
You
like
hear
if
the
it's
siren?
my time, it's my time.
Yeah.
Like it's the one that I actually got someone to see was him,
Mhm.
which I was very happy about because one, I wasn't crazy. But two, my mom was bullshitting about her stories here, so that's also really nice to know. But the one he's
Right.
talking about was he moved in right like a little bit before freshman year, or a little bit after.
It was when I turned 18.
Yeah.
As soon as I turned 18.
He moved in right around there, and he lived like in this big like living room area right outside my door.
Yeah.
And I was just in there playing video games. We were about to go to work in Little Caesars in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And he busted in my door with like pale as a ghost, legit pale as a ghost. And he's looking at me, he's like, I think your house is haunted, man. And I just look at him like all calm and shit. I'm like, yeah, that's his grandpa.
Yeah, so that's Pops. What's wrong?
And he was so confused. I was like, well, I was like, yeah, it literally, if you just say hi to him, he'll just stop. Like,
So like you would hear noises
Yeah.
and like you would hear like banging or something and you'd literally be like, "What's good, Grandpa?"
yeah, like,
And the noises would stop.
yeah, he would like, we can hear him like opening up drawers and shit. I know one time where me and my sister were hanging downstairs before Brady lived with us,
Yeah.
and we had little electric toothbrushes, okay?
Yeah.
I barely used mine. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little stinky boy back then.
He said, "Oh, stinky boy." John didn't brush his teeth back then. Confirmed.
But, and here's the thing that I knew was kind of fucked up, that my toothbrush was on when me and my sister were both in in this little living room area. I'm on computer, she's on TV, and my toothbrush just randomly starts up in the kitchen. Well, in the little bathroom area.
I was about to say, what you doing with your toothbrush and toothpaste in the kitchen?
Well, we technically have like just two little kitchen areas, but that's
sink is a sink, man.
Yeah, sink is a sink. But we heard that, kind of just looked at each other for a minute, and she said, "What do we do?" And I gave her like a weird look. I said, "I'm leaving."
He said, "I'm not gonna stay here."
Yeah, and that's when Mom taught us, like, it's just your grandpa to say hi and he'll stop. And we turned off the toothbrush, said hi, and it'd be like silent for like another 2-3 months until he like did some other stuff, like opened up a door.
He just wants a little bit of attention.
Yeah, that's literally it.
That's it.
I'll tell you, one part of that house was his laundry room.
Yeah.
And I felt so uneasy in
Yeah,
that room every time.
Was it the house that I walked into that boy lived in?
Yeah.
So that little tiny laundry room that
Yeah.
you talked about,
He-
you go in the basement and you see his laundry room.
He loved that laundry room, bro. I don't know
boy
why.
loved the laundry room?
No, boy didn't love the laundry room. Grandpa did.
Oh, I was gonna be like, why the little kid like the laundry room?
And I definitely felt uneasy in that certain room.
Yeah, like
That's kind of creepy.
I remember, he opened that door quite frequently, and we had like those little, like, kind of like those little translucent little bulbs up there
Yeah.
that we'd have over there. Every time we get in, they maybe last like a couple weeks before they're drained, or they just get randomly turned on and off throughout the middle of the night.
Oh, that's freaky.
Yeah, you just learn to be like, all right, do what you do.
What was he doing? Like ghost laundry?
He's a free tenant.
Ghost
there.
laundry.
Ghost laundry. Folding his clothes.
Like, that was technically his house. If he did something, we were just like, all right.
Yeah, like you own this place, man.
Yeah, it's just like,
Do you?
we can't stop you.
We are your tenants.
Imagine just like offing yourself and just beating up your grandpa. Like, bro,
fuck,
knock it off.
Brady.
You're gonna have to go to my house and you're gonna apologize to my grandpa.
The first thing you do when you die is you're gonna have to go to John's old house and be like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry."
And they're like, "We cool, Gramps?"
We cool, Papa John. We cool.
I know I had one paranormal activity thing happen to me that wasn't my grandpa.
Yeah.
And Brady's gone to this cabin too before. Were you there the night that we all went to on top of the hill?
No, I wasn't, but you told me before.
Yeah.
On top of the hill.
Yeah, so
There's that castle.
Yeah, so about like
What
an
in
hour.
the Resident Evil?
There's like this little town called Metamore, like down south somewhere.
Yeah.
And they have this little horse ranch that my mom and her friends and all of them, they would rent it out for like the little weekend. We'd stay down there, sometimes even a week.
Yeah.
But like right outside this cabin was legit like a huge ass, very fucking steep hill with a small little castle and a fucking cross that's like 3 fucking stories high.
What?
Like lit up, dude. Lit the fuck up.
That is pretty. I don't know. I would steer clear of that.
Yeah, we did.
Well, I don't know. Me and my friends probably go investigate it.
Well, Ted, that's what we did.
Yeah, that's probably.
The parents got so drunk that night. By the way, we were maybe like 12, 13 at the fucking time. Like, we're preteens.
Yeah.
These drunk grown men and women look at us and be like, "Want to go?
Y'all want to see a dead body?"
Yeah, straight up. Just, do you want to go see it? We said yeah, so like everyone started like walking up and stuff.
It's like a scene out of a movie, like just like townspeople. Like there was
like a group of 8 or 10 of us.
That's
like,
fucking scary as hell, brother. I ain't gonna lie.
Here's the thing: when they actually go up there, and some of them actually like push in and all that, see the first little bit, and I've seen horror movies. I'm not going in there. I said fuck that. I said for one, we don't know what's in there. It could be something good, something bad. I don't want to find out. So we leave the first time. When they come back, they said, "All right, who wants to go in the castle now? We just came back down from it. Who wants to go back up and go in it?"
Oh man.
And they grabbed more people, and I said, "I'm sticking out of this one. I'm not going back in there." So they go up there about 2 hours or so. They go in, infiltrate the motherfucker, come back, and that's when we found out someone's living up there.
Oh. Oh, like there's a resident up there.
There was a resident up there currently watching TV. South Park, by the way, if you want. If you,
Oh,
if you wanted
nice.
to
They
know
were
that.
literally just hanging out,
Yeah.
trying to enjoy their night.
Did not know there was like 10 fucking people in their house. They were passed out.
Oh my god. That's fucking scary.
Yeah, and here's the thing: they couldn't like leave or something because the front door seemed to already look like it was like kicked in
Yeah.
or something. So we couldn't like close it and lock it. They just kind of like gathered everyone up and like quickly fucking left.
God.
Yeah.
Dude, y'all broke and entered in this guy's house.
They broke into their.
You said
not
I
me.
didn't go up that
I
hill.
did not go
stayed
in that fucking doorway. Like I'm okay.
I'm not incriminating myself on this podcast episode.
My friends, different fucking story.
Hear that, FBI?
Not
Guilty.
them, though.
Guilty.
But that's not the creepy part that happened. Is when later that night we're all going to bed.
Yeah.
Avery, as he was one of the people that went up there and all that, and my cousin who was sleeping on the other couch with me, we're all like in this little living room area, and I hear not only Avery but my cousin both just randomly jump up and screaming "What the entire fuck!" and just start freaking the fuck out. I'm passed out, lifting my head. I'm not seeing anything. I'm like, what in the fuck are you two doing? Like, what? Like,
So what is this?
I said, it is 4 a.m. Why am I up? And they basically told me about this shadow person standing over my fucking body and just like standing there, staring.
And that's
when I heard what the fuck going out there.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got up, gone.
It's Brady's shadow person coming to visit you for a night.
Yeah, dude, he was like, I'm collected.
He's collected all the boys.
I mean, that's the only other paranormal witness or activity I've been around, other than just basically my grandpa, who's
dead and haunting me.
He just wants some attention.
Yeah.
Sometimes we light a little cigarette by his like little ash container, and he's a-okay.
He said, the secondhand smoke's fine.
It
Said,
literally
this is
helped.
all brother needs in death is a little bit of cigarette smoke.
That's how we calmed him down, to be honest.
That's pretty gangster though. It's scary.
Instead of lighting a ghost blunt like Shikamaru did, we actually had to light an actual cigarette for him.
Said, here, pops.
Go enjoy.
Man. Well, that is pretty freaky. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I guess orangutan arm man is like, the closest thing I've seen.
He had like a whole apparition just walking around.
I was gonna say though, like I'll never truly know in my life. I'm sorry, that's an alarm going off. I'll truly never know in my life if that was an apparition or if that was a real man.
That was Slender Man.
Like, and that's I think is what freaks me out the most about it is now that I'm older. I mean, I can only imagine, if I'm living in my apartment complex. Let's say, like, what if I work night shift? What if I was working like a 4 to like 12:30, and I get home and like my only fucking free time is like 1 something in the morning. I get home, I take a shower, and like I have time to decompress, and I stay up for a majority of the night because guess what? I work fucking night shift. Well, what if I wanted to go walk? What if I wanted to go enjoy a nice walk every single night? It's during the summer. It's a nice, cool night. I want to go walk. And what if the entire fucking complex was just talking about my long arms, scared of me? Like, that's what's freaky to me is I'm like, man, if that was a real guy, imagine maybe like, did he feel watched the entire time? Like, there's a whole trailer park, like, eyes on him all the time. He's the talk of the town most of the time.
I mean,
that's the thing that freaks me out the most.
You would think someone would try to go talk to him.
I always thought. I mean, I tried. He just disappeared. He despawned.
Despawned.
So I never had a chance to catch up to him. Yeah, I got decapitated. Remember?
Sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, he went to the lake. It was a high enough level. So those are some of our experiences. Thank you guys for sharing those. Those are really spooky. I'm glad I could also share my orangutan arm man.
So I'm pretty excited to do some ghost hunting with you guys. Do some paranormal investigations.
Yeah, we're not going to do it right off the bat, but we are planning on visiting some, I don't know, landmarks or some locations that people have experienced stuff at, or they have horror stories of. Maybe like I don't know, maybe some asylums or
Asylums like in Kentucky.
yeah, we can. I don't remember the name. It was like
Can-
Waverly Place or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And we also have this Central State, but they tore it down and put houses over it. But there is a park, according to sources, that there are bodies buried in the park. So we could also do that.
Yeah, and hence the name of our podcast. We believe in ghosts. We're not just wanting to talk about scary stories and be scared. We actually believe in that stuff. So, when we get the equipment together and we are able, we're gonna get EMF readers, EVP devices, and we're gonna travel and we're gonna go visit some places that people have experienced stuff at. We're gonna go uh, I am one very interested in the history of those places. Like, if someone's going to talk about a scary experience somewhere, I'm very interested in the history behind that experience. So, maybe if there's a ghost that people keep seeing, was there someone that had a tragic death? Was there someone that maybe, I don't know, had something just very tragic happen to them? Maybe that's something that, we can investigate. Uh, I know a lot of sites like World War II sites and other war sites. A lot of people will experience, ghostly apparitions or experience hearing the sounds of almost like gunshots or
Right.
hearing like the sound of like glasses clinking or like cups clinking, like people are drinking at night. I'm really interested in going to places like that, exploring not only if we can speak to ghosts and if we can capture something, but also about the history. Paying our respects to where we actually visit.
Could you imagine if we just like somehow ended in Outlast?
No. If that actually happened, I'd piss my fucking pants.
Yeah, that's what.
I mean,
nah.
like, I will just say right now, I'm probably the fastest out of us, but like, I don't want to be in an Outlast situation.
Mm-mm.
I'm clumsy. Like, I'm gonna trip and
Yeah,
fall and die.
all those little like parkour things, you're gonna fall like right after like the first hit.
I got confidence that I would survive. Maybe like if I had to run upstairs, I'm fine. But like if I got to the first level and then like I'm on that first level and now they're just coming after me, I'm fucked. I have too many options at my disposal. It's gonna rack my brain around. I'm dead. Cut my penis off. Do whatever they do in Outlast. I'm dead. I'm gone.
I would like to also add that we're just not only going to do Indiana, like maybe in the future we'll probably, like do some road trips and go to like different places as well, like different states, maybe if we're like lucky enough, different country.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. And like we said, we live in Indiana, so we wouldn't mind traveling to like Ohio or Kentucky, and investigating something over there.
What's up, John?
Do we have to go to Ohio?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some spooky stuff in Ohio.
Is
What?
you're fucking kidding me, right?
All right, guys, we do apologize. The remaining part of this podcast, you won't have any video footage. We're we're a little dog shit. We didn't realize that what we are using to record has too much storage. So for the rest of this podcast, you'll just hear our nice, beautiful, sexy voices, and you won't see our beautiful, sexy selves.
Yeah, I think it's time for investment on cameras. So, like I said, we would like some donations, please. We are broke boys.
PayPal is also acceptable.
Maybe like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Maybe I mean, shit, dude, you can even add us on Facebook. Just Facebook pay me some money.
We'll put our Cash App and other stuff in the link below. So
Yeah, when this, like I said earlier, when this goes up and goes live, when we drop it, we'll have everything in the description. You can find all of our socials on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. And then, of course, if you do want to make donations, we'll have we'll have a Cash App and a PayPal set up. And then maybe on in the future, we might get a Patreon. And then we might delve out into some other socials, but for now, that's where you can
like
find us.
OnlyFans, yeah.
Yeah, OnlyFans definitely. I'll be running that show, me and Nick. So,
Long
yeah.
Dick Nick.
Like Long Dick Nick is what you can refer to me as. If you really want to be scared, visit the OnlyFans when it goes up. That's some true horror. But so I believe we did catch, we caught our paranormal experiences. We talked about all that. Um, what I guess before we end up, I guess wrapping up this last little bit, we can talk about what got you guys, I guess, into um, conspiracies, horror, uh, anything, uncomfortable, something unexplained. What piqued your guys' interest into pretty much starting this podcast? And
You want to go first, John?
yeah,
Or
Well, I guess I can. The
Okay.
one thing that kind of piqued me about, conspiracy and all that, kind of was the beginning of one, like a horror movie, The Strangers.
that's a good movie.
Yeah, it's based on the true events and everything. That
Yeah,
kind of,
that is
just
one of
knowing-
my favorite movies,
Yeah.
horror movies of all time.
it's one of the most terrifying things I ever watched. Like, it scared me to the goddamn bone.
Yeah,
Home invasions, all that.
was it like it being based on like actual events? Was that what kind of got you?
Yeah, because at the time, those type of movies I still kind of stayed away from because, as you know, I wasn't like that big of a horror fan when I was younger.
Right.
So that during the time that I was getting horror, that came out.
Yeah.
So one of the things that really helped me was none of it's real.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen to me and all that. But here
comes
was
a movie that's
yeah,
based off of true events
and very realistic as hell too. Like that.
So would you say that kind of would you say that like it being realistic and based off of previous stories of home invasions, would you say that's what kind of got you interested in like maybe like conspiracies or like cases
Exactly.
similar to that?
Yeah, because you
like the real life shit that really
Yeah.
could go down.
It's that and a whole bunch of like stories of home invasions and all that.
Yeah.
Still don't have a full explanation of what exactly happened or what happened in the house.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that and it's aliens.
Aliens.
Just
Aliens.
straight up aliens.
Aliens. Something that I guess always got me, or the thing that really piqued my interest and got me into it was, growing up, I've always watched horror movies. And I explained to you guys, my bad. I explained to you guys a little bit that one of the first horror movies I had watched that had a true impact on me was the Blair Witch Project, and it was the thing that really piqued my interest, like going forward, of just interested in the paranormal, interested in conspiracies or stuff that doesn't really get explained, stuff with no explanation, anything of that matter, was watching that movie. Because growing up, I watched a bunch of horror movies and I kept telling my parents and my friends, I ain't scared of shit. I ain't scared of no horror movies. I know this is fake. You're not going to get me. And, my parents were like, oh, that's not going to get you? Well, watch the Blair Witch Project. And that movie was, when it came out, and of course, if you still watch it now, it bases itself like it's real. Like it's not a movie. That's a real documentary that we are watching unfold. And we are watching the footage that got received or recovered. And when I was a kid, I knew that it was fake, but the premise of them starting out, of them being a group of friends, of hearing about a myth, hearing about the witch in the woods, people going missing, that part of the film where they're going and they're talking to the townspeople, where they're investigating, and they're eventually that leads to them going into the woods and talking or trying to investigate and find this witch. That initially got me into, it just piqued my interest growing up. Ever since I watched that movie, I've always been interested in asking people their experiences of things. If there's a mass story that is going around, people have different experiences from the same building, or or if they have different horror stories themselves, just from ranging in time or anything, and anything of that nature. Just very interested in now, because I don't know, seeing that portrayed in a movie. I'm very interested in the horror movies. That's something we'll also talk about on the podcast. Is horror movies, horror games, anything that's spooky. But that really got me into investigating things, knowing that there's something out there that we can't see,
Hmm.
that I know that we can speak to, and I know that something is still lingering on Earth. Just where? And what is it? Is it something that maybe just is sad, maybe wants attention, maybe something that's angry, like a vengeful spirit or something?
It's Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer, John's grandpa. But
Say what you want. My grandpa was a chillest fucking ghost.
you say he's fine. Don't rope him into this.
Yeah, I was about to say he literally just wants to say hi, dude. That's it.
I would say that because of that movie alone, that literally got me into anything, in that field.
Hmm.
And growing up, like exposure to like Ghost Adventures, other ghost hunting shows, as funny as they are, I do kind of take ghost hunting seriously in some realm. I do think reality TV, it's funny as shit, but I do take it seriously. I do think there are ways to actually communicate with the dead. I know we joked about it earlier. John won't be here for the Ouija board. He will be. That was just a joke. John's a little pussy.
I'm not joking about that.
We're just gonna exclude him from a meeting so he won't know.
Yeah, we'll exclude him from the meeting of what episode is going to happen. So he'll be raw dogging that meeting. But, he'll be raw dogging that episode. But like Ouija boards, EVPs, spirit boxes, anything that is a communication device to the other world. I truly believe in those. I take those seriously.
Definitely see where you come from, and I do believe it too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, basically what got me into paranormal was the Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
I like how they would always travel to different places and try to speak to the dead and see why they're angry or why they're upset. And, but what really got me into this kind of stuff was conspiracies. I like talking about conspiracies, like how Earth is actually hollow.
Yeah.
Or like that one TikToker who was like videotaping like mermaids and he just randomly disappears.
Right.
See,
Or
I don't think Earth is hollow. I think that we have a whole underground city.
You think so? Yeah, that could be.
I think that we have like a whole rich city that like has been hidden away.
Crab people.
I mean, yeah,
Lizard
I really do think that. Some crab people,
lizard people,
crab people, reptilians, whoever.
If you look, we're run by the lizard people. Come on now.
I was gonna say I don't want like a whole city of Mark Zuckerberg's, dude. That's.
Oh, sorry to
imagine.
let you down, but our government is lizard people.
Sorry to disappoint you, brother, but all the men in suits are reptiles.
But speaking of that guy you said about, you recorded a mermaid and disappearing.
Yeah.
What about the guy who recorded a giant and disappeared?
I've seen that shit.
I actually have not seen that.
That is absolutely wild.
Like,
that he caught that on video.
Yeah.
And it's just poof, nowhere, not edited or anything.
He's just like gone.
I don't want to like turn it into like a little movie review section and then like kind of get trailed off.
No,
have
you're okay.
Have you guys ever seen The Ghost of Mr. Chicken?
Yeah.
What?
The Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
No.
Don Knotts was in it. You've seen it, John?
I remember The Ghost.
Okay, that is another movie that I want to say got me into ghosts. It's a comedic horror movie. It's I mean, it plays itself off like a horror, but it's all comedic. It has Don Knotts in it, and it's about him being an absolute scaredy cat. Chicken. He's a fucking pussy. He's so terrified, and I don't remember what the residence is called, but there is a haunted residence where everyone's like, if you stay in there, it's haunted, and he ends up going and staying in there for like a night or two. And the entire time he stays in there, all the wild shit starts happening. The piano starts playing by itself. Paintings start bleeding from their eyes. All the classic stuff that you would like hear in like an old school haunted house horror story. And it was just about him being an absolute chicken. And like, he'd tell the whole town, be like, no, it's really haunted. I saw the piano playing by itself. And they're like, really? And they all come upstairs and like he takes them on a tour and he like puts them up to the piano and they're like, okay, we're waiting, and nothing happens, and they're like, this fucking guy is wasting our time. That movie, my dad showed me all the horror movies growing up. That's how I got into horror movies. That is one that he showed me, and I can't tell you how many times I watched that movie. that always had me interested in going to a place and staying the night. And whatever ghost is in there, whatever shit happens, investigate it and like maybe talk to it. I've
Mm.
always wanted to do that. So, that's me circling back, I guess, to like the what got me into it. That and Blair Witch Project always just I want to go somewhere and I want to stay overnight and I want to investigate and
All right, first trip, boys. We're gonna go stay the night at Kentucky Asylum, the Waverly Hills
yeah,
Asylum. I think that's what it's called.
I'm completely down. And just to let you guys know that John is very scared of any of that situation. So when we go
Oh,
and do
me
this,
too, but I'm willing to do it.
yeah, I'm willing to do it. I'm scared too, but I'll put up a strong front. But when we
Mhm.
go, John is gonna be our Aaron. So we're gonna send him into places to get recordings, and we're gonna send him into the like basement and deep dark areas.
This is going to be the worst thing you could possibly ever do.
He also he
Physically to me.
he can't really see in the dark either.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be.
I'm legally night blind, and if I'm in pitch black, it is pitch black for me. There's no like outlines or nothing that I can kind of see. It's just
okay. No, it's okay. We'll come get you
We'll
after
be
like a half hour.
half hour.
Yeah, maybe like an hour of content. Go down there and get you.
We'll bring you a slice.
Yeah, we'll bring you a slice of pizza.
like, you doing good down here, John? You just see me like,
Yeah, you
fucking,
need a
like
slice
in
of
the
pizza
corner,
and a
like
water
tucked
bottle,
in
John?
and all that.
Here you go, bud. Here's a slice of pizza and a Mountain Dew
Here
for
you go, buddy. You're doing great.
Start making like little like my own podcast sound and being like day 37.
Day
Forgot me
37.
down here.
I'm no longer with the We Believe in Boast We Believe in Boast podcast. I'm no longer with the We Believe in Ghost podcast. They've left me down here and I'm abandoned.
So I'm pretty sure they forgot about me.
Day
Guys!
56. I want it that way is stuck in my head.
Man.
Day 77. I've made friends with the ghosts.
They won't let me. They won't show me the way out.
They won't let me leave.
But we're friends.
Day 109. We've developed the Ghost Boy Band.
The Ghost Street Boy.
Oh God.
Man.
But we'll definitely talk about some theories, maybe in a future episode or maybe next episode. We still have to discuss that.
Yeah, well, we might come off as sounding like a jack of all trades podcast, but we're just three guys who, we believe in ghosts, and we want to talk about anything that is spooky, paranormal, any conspiracy theories. We're also going to be covering unexplained cases, murder cases, mystery cases. And like I said earlier, we'll also be talking about movies, any horror movies. We might even do a couple reaction reviews. So yeah, just stay tuned and see what kind of content we end up pumping out for y'all.
And any information or, little theories that you guys personally have and would like to share with us for us to talk about, please just leave them in the comments below, and sooner or later we will eventually get to those.
Oh yeah, definitely. Whenever we upload anything, and when we put our socials down below, if you guys want to leave comments on those socials or leave any comments on the videos that we upload, if you guys have had any experiences of your own, or if you guys have any conspiracy theories that are heavy on your mind, maybe one that you've come up with yourself, or maybe just if there's a certain case that pertains to you that hits home for you that you want someone to cover, or maybe some movies you want to hear about, just leave anything down below and we'll cover that for you.
We'll probably also leave down a number for you guys to call and leave a voicemail so you guys can explain it through a call if you feel more comfortable about that. But most likely it would be mine because I have my phone on unknown silence callers.
You know they can just send voicemails in through our email, right?
Can they?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And they can just send like little...
So Brady is now saying do not contact him.
Do not call up the phone. Please just send it in through email.
We'll link our email in the below.
Yeah, we'll link everything down below, and then like I said, you guys can leave anything you guys want, email anything you guys want to us, and we'll definitely cover it in future episodes. But if you guys are watching this first episode and you're down to stick with us through the thick and thin and stick with us through the ride, then welcome aboard. We're happy that you believe in ghosts, just like we do. You guys have anything else you want to say before we close this mug out?
I don't have anything.
I think we popped our cherries. I think this is a successful little.
Yeah, this is a good place to stop.
Yeah, this is a good little.
Thanks for staying with us throughout the episode, and even though we had technical difficulties.
Yeah, if you stayed through, you're a real one.
Right.
Thank you. You're a day one supporter. As a matter of fact, if you're a day one supporter, put your shit down below, put your comment down below, and we'll recognize you. We'll give you comeuppance every single time.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you, loyal fan.
Yep, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep, have a good one.